Hello student, in today's class we will see that CBSE board exam 5 marker question pattern, right? So you know that in 80 marks paper in CBSE board, how many questions you will see of 5 marker? There will be 5 marks, there will be 4 questions, right? So altogether there will be 20 marks, right? Now out of these 4 questions, you will see here 2 questions with internal choice. So this is mostly the pattern is standard, right? If you'll see any of the sample paper or past paper, you will see the internal choice are there in those two questions, right? So here, if you see the 20 marks weightage means here there is a weightage of 25%, and this is easy to score because if you'll see the geometry questions mostly are from textbook, and the height and distance trigonometry questions are also from the textbook, right? Then quadratic equation and linear equation, you'll see application based questions. So here I would like to share the tabular form, like how the questions are coming from different chapters, right? These 4 questions are from which chapters from in your NCRT textbook, from your NCRT syllabus, CBSE syllabus, right? So this is the tally. If you will see, I have categorized into algebra, geometry, mensuration, statistics, trigonometry, right? You have number system also, coordinate geometry, but you don't see most of the time 5 marker question from number system, coordinate geometry. So in algebra, you may see that the questions, 5 marker questions can be from linear equation in two variable. Now linear equation in two variable is going to be compulsory questions, right? Generally you don't get internal choice, but here if you are having quadratic equation question, quadratic equation based question, then you will see here internal. Most of the time it is an internal choice if you see the past paper, right? Then arithmetic progression, generally it comes in case study form, but in some of the past paper you will see it may come as 5 marker also, then it is a compulsory question, right? QE, quadratic equation, internal choice question can be there. Now you will see, so this is one question from algebra, 5 marker. Then another question can be, definitely it is there. Most of the time you will get one 5 marker from triangle, and triangle there will be always internal choice. See, all these are tentative because it's a board paper. So based on the past paper and sample paper, I'm just sharing the format there, right? So geometry, you will always have one question from triangle, and there will be always the internal choice. Then we'll go for mensuration. Most of the time you will see here one compulsory question from surface area, volume, but in some odd cases here I have seen 1 or 2 times it has come from area related to circle also, right? So most of the time it is a compulsory question. Then statistics also, there will be definitely one 5 marker question, and that is also the compulsory question. So trigonometry, sometime nowadays height and distance topic of trigonometry, you will see case study question. But if it is not case study question, then it may come as 5 marker question. So this is the pattern. These are the different 5 categories. Then among these topics, you will see the different chapters from which the 5 marker question can come, right? So I have taken the first set of questions here, which is based on past paper, so that you know how the questions are there, right? So let us see, let us start solving those questions of 5 marker. So if we start with first set, let us go for the first question, which is first A. It's written, the sides of a right triangle are such that the longest side is 4 meter more than the shortest side, and the third side is 2 meter less than the longest side. Find the length of each sides of the triangle. Also find out the difference between numerical values of area and perimeter of the given triangle. That means to calculate area and perimeter, I should have length of all 3 sides of the right triangle, right? So what is given here? First, let us draw the right triangle. If I draw the right triangle here, if ABC is a right triangle, okay, now what is going to be the longest side? It is always the side opposite to 90 degree. So here longest side is AC. If I take AB as the shortest side and BC is the another side. So what is given here? Longest side length is based on shortest side. Correct. So what is first here given? What can we write down here? So given here, first given part, it's just the right triangle. So given here in right triangle, please write on all the steps here A, B, C. Here angle B is 90°, right? So what is going to be a hypotenuse here? Hypotenuse is going to be here the longest side, which is hypotenuse is AC, which is going to be the longest side, right? Now, what is given here? What to find here? Area and perimeter of the triangle. So, write down here to find part is here area and perimeter of triangle ABC. Correct? So, how if we are starting with the solution, now what we need to take it here because the values are unknown, so we have to define the variable. Let x meter be the shortest side, be the shortest side. Now what is going to be here? What is here shortest side? The length AB I am taking as x. So you can write down here shortest side. If I take it as x, it is x meter. AB as x meter. Now what is the longest side here? Longest side is hypotenuse. So what is the longest side? Longest side, which is AC, that is 4 meter more than the shortest side. So it is going to be x plus 4 as per given question, right? And what is going to be the another side, third side? And the third side is, it's given third side is 2 meter less than the longest side. So what is your longest side here? X plus 4. So I can take here as per question x plus 4 minus 2, which is nothing but x plus 2 meter. Right. So in your right triangle, you can mention here this is nothing but it is the length of third side. It is BC. So BC length is x plus 2, right? And AC length is here x plus 4. Now, how are we going to take it here? There is no other condition given. So you know that this is a right triangle. In right triangle, I can use Pythagoras theorem. So using Pythagoras theorem, what can we take here? If I take here using Pythagoras theorem, please mention whatever you are taking here, any property or any theorem if you are using, you need to mention that. Here you can take using Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square is equals to sum of square of other two sides, right? So AC, just substitute the values. It's given x plus 4 whole square. AB is x square and BC is x plus 2 whole square. Now we need to simplify this equation to get the value of x. So which one here? It's a plus b whole square. So we can take here a square plus 2ab plus b square equals to x square as it is. Then again, because there is a plus sign, whether you use bracket or you can open it without bracket also because sign will not change, right? So here it is going to be plus x square plus 2ab plus b square. Which identity did we use here? Algebraic identity. A plus b whole square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square, right? Now after that, do the simplification. X square plus 2 fours are 8. It is 8x plus 16 is equals to x square plus x square will become 2x square plus 4x plus 4. Now what I will do here, I do not want my first x square term to be negative because if I see the highest power is 2, right, and 2x square minus x square, it will not get cancelled, so it is going to be a quadratic equation. So I'll transpose everything to right side here and I'll make one of the side as 0. So what can I write down here? 2x square plus 4x plus 4 minus x square. See, I can write on, I'm just rearranging the sides, okay, but transposition, I'm transposing x square plus 8x plus 16 to right hand side. Now, so one of the side will become 0. Now, if you'll see, the simplest form is x square. 4x minus 8x is minus 4x. Then 4 minus 16 is minus 12 equals to 0. If you see this, this is nothing but quadratic equation standard form. And all the application based question, if you see, there are two ways to solve the quadratic equation: using formula, quadratic formula, or doing factorization. Any kind of application based question, you should remember that you will be able to factorize, right? So this is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. You know that I have to get the two factors where the sum should be minus 4 and the product should be minus 12. So let us list factors of 12, right? It's 1 times 12, 2 times 6 and 3 times 4. Now which combination is going to give you here sum or difference as 4? It can be here 6 and 2 because 6 minus 2 is 4, but I need negative 4, so that is why I'll put here minus 6 plus 2. This combination will give you minus 4, and you can see that if you multiply plus 2 and minus 6 you get minus 12, right? So middle term, because we call it as, that's why it's splitting the middle term, because we are going to split the middle term into two parts, right? So what are those two parts? X square plus 2x minus 6x minus 12 as 0 equals to 0. Or you can write down as x square minus 6x plus 2x also. Here you can change the here the places of these two middle terms, right? Now I'll follow the grouping method. What is the common in first two terms? X is common. It is x plus 2. Then minus 6 is common. This is x plus 2, which is equals to 0. Now if you see x plus 2 is common in both the terms, so take x plus 2 common, you'll be left with x minus 6 is equals to 0. And if I simplify this, this means x plus 2 is equals to 0 or x minus 6 is equals to 0. Therefore, x is equals to minus 2 or 6, right? Now, x was nothing but the length of one of the sides. See, look at the figure here. It is the length of AB side. We cannot have the length of triangle side as negative. So you need to mention here x is equals to minus 2 is not, x cannot be equals to minus 2 since it is the length of a triangle, right? 2 because length of side of a triangle cannot be negative, right? You need to mention that why you cannot consider this value, cannot be negative. So therefore, which value of x you are going to consider here? X is going to be equals to 6. And what is the unit given here? If you'll take here, x is given as meter, right? Here 4 meters. So that's why my value is going to be in meter, right? So therefore x value is 6 meter. So what are going to be the three sides? If I take here AB, which is nothing but x meter, which will become 6 meter. BC was x plus 2 meter, which is nothing but 6 plus 2, 8 meter. And AC, which is hypotenuse, that is x plus 4, that will become 6 plus 4 as 10 meter, right? So you got all the three sides of the triangle. Now how I'm going to use these three sides of a triangle to calculate the area and perimeter. You know that perimeter is nothing but perimeter of triangle here ABC is going to be AB plus BC plus AC. So what is the total length? 6 plus 8 plus 10, that is nothing but here 24 meter, right? Similarly here, if I take here area of triangle, right triangle also you can write on, because area here, because it's a right triangle, I can use here half base into height, right? What is going to be base here? If you see the triangle, base is going to be BC, because see this, where the right angle is there, one of the side will become base, another side will become height. So we can take here base as BC and height as AB, right? So let us take here, base is going to be here BC and height, if I'm taking it as AB, what is the value here? Half base is BC, which is 8 into 6, and if I do the simplification, I am getting here 24 square meters. So your area is 24 square meter, your perimeter is also 24 square meter. Now at the end, if you see the question, what are they asking? They are asking here to find Also find the difference between the numerical values of area and perimeter of the given triangle. They are just telling numerical value because here we can't take the difference. One of the unit is meter and another unit is square meter. So difference is just for the numerical value, right? Difference of area and perimeter will be equals to 24 minus 24, which is going to be 0 units, right? No meter. So the difference is 0 you are getting. Now this is your or bit question, which is also from the first question. We have seen one application based question. This is your direct equation based question. So this internal choice, you can do any one question. So let us see how do we solve this question here. This is again 1b. So please, when you are writing in your answer sheet, make sure you are writing the correct numbering. So what is the equation given here? It's given x minus 2 by x minus 3 plus x minus 4 by x minus 5 is equals to 10 by 3. Now here if you see, it's given x is not equals to 3 or 5. Why do they give this here? Because if you see the denominator, it's x minus 3. If I substitute here 3, 3 minus 3 will become 0, right? And 0 cannot be divisor. Here 0 cannot be there. Similarly, if I take 5, then 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 cannot be the denominator. That's why they mention x values cannot be equals to 3 or 5. Now remember here, this is the fractional form. Whenever you see two terms, you make sure first you are putting the brackets here. Okay, and then I have to get the common denominator. So we cannot find out the LCM of denominator because these are the algebraic expression terms. So what do I do here? Second denominator will get multiplied with the first numerator and the first denominator will get multiplied with the second denominator. And your denominator is going to be the product of the denominator. So how do we do it here? Let us start writing x minus 2 times x minus 5, right? This is in one bracket, plus x minus 4 times x minus 3. This is in another bracket, and the denominator is the product of denominators, which is x minus 3 times x minus 5, which is equals to 10 by 3. Now we need to do the simplification, right? So that we get, because they are telling you to find out here, write down quadratic equation in standard form, then you are going to find out its root. What is the standard form of quadratic equation? X square plus bx plus c, which is equals to 0. So let us see here how do we simplify. If you will see binomial into binomial, you will take x times binomial, then monomial into binomial, same thing, x and minus 4 also will get multiplied, right? So how do we do it? Expand the bracket. It is x times x minus 5 minus 2 times x minus 5, bracket close, plus here x times x minus 3 minus 4 times x minus 3, right? And the denominator also simplify. It is x times the second bracket binomial minus 3 times x minus 5 is equals to 10 by 3. Right, here you need to be careful because any one mistake with the sign or values will make your equation wrong and you won't be able to reach to the right answer. So let us do again here. What are we going to use here? If you will see x distributive property, right? Then minus 2 here, x will get multiplied with both terms, minus 4 will get multiplied with both terms, and same thing will repeat it in the denominator. So how will we do it here? X square minus 5x minus 2x plus 10. Here this negative and negative will become positive, right? The most of the time you do mistake here. Product of minus 2 and minus 5 won't be minus 10. It is going to be plus 10, right? This is my first bracket close, and in the second bracket x square minus 3x minus 4x. Same thing here, it's minus 4 times minus 3 is going to be plus 12, right? So plus 12, and the denominator is x square minus 5x minus 3x plus 15, which is equals to 10 by 3. Now let us first simplify because there are like terms. What are the like terms? Same variable, same power. These two are also of like term and these two of them are like terms. So how can we write down here? We can write down x square minus 7x plus 10 plus x square minus 7x plus 12, and denominator also you can write down in the bracket here, x square minus 8x plus 15 equals to 10 by 3, right? Now because there is a plus sign in the middle here, if you see, if there is a minus sign, sign of second bracket will change, but because there is a plus sign here, I can just open the bracket without changing sign of any term from the second bracket, right? And the denominator is as it is, x square minus 8x plus 15, which is equals to 10 by 3. Now just add the like sign, like terms, x square terms, 7x terms, 10 and 12, right? So how will we do it here? If we are taking this, it is x square, right? What is the value here? X square plus x square will become 2x square. So this is 2x square minus 7x minus 7x minus 14x plus 22 by x square minus 8x plus 15. Now here if you will see, you can't do further simplification. Left hand side you got one fraction, right hand side you got another fraction. So after that what do we do? It is in equation form. I can do cross multiplication here. How do we solve? Numerator by denominator, numerator by denominator, you do cross multiplication, right? So here it will become 3 times, here it will become 3 times 2x square minus 14x plus 22, and then 10 times x square minus 8x plus 15. Right now again I'll use distributive property to open the bracket. 10 will get multiplied with all the three terms. So will it become here 6x square, 14 threes are 42 minus 42x plus 66 equals to 10x square minus 80x, right? Then here plus 150. Now we need to get here ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. That means I have to take all the terms to one of the side. So I'm bringing here all the terms from left hand side to right hand side, and then we'll decide with the sign. So 6x square minus 42x plus 66 minus 10x square plus 80x minus 150, and nothing is left to the right hand side. Now again you have to do addition subtraction of like terms based on its sign. So let us see here how are we going to do it here. If you see 6x square minus 10x square will be minus 4x square, right? Then here it is going to be minus 42x plus 80, right? So it is going to be, because the positive number is greater, it will become plus 40, and here it will become 38, plus 38x. Then here again you have to do subtraction. 66 minus 150 here, so we will get it here 150 minus 66, so it is 4, this is going to be 4, then it will be 14 minus 6 is going to be 8, right? So it is going, because the negative number is greater, I'll take here negative 84, which is 0. Now whenever there is any quadratic equation, we need to write down in the simplest form. So I can take here minus 2 outside. Why? Because I don't want the first term with be first term, which is x square, with the negative sign. So what is my equation here? 2x square minus, because this I have taken minus sign outside, so positive will become here negative, right? So negative 2 ones are 9s are, it is 19x, plus here it is 42 equals to 0. So what is your equation here? Now minus 2 can go to the right hand side and it will become here 0, right? So it's fine if we are not writing that, and we can write down here 2x square minus 19x plus 42, which is equals to 0, because here 0 by divided by minus 2 is 0, right? So this is your simplest form, ax square plus bx plus c form. Now after that, what do I need to find out here? If you will see, we need to find out the roots. Roots means solution. So which method will we follow here? We'll try to follow factorization method. Now in this factorization, because there is a coefficient of x squared 2 and this is c, you take a into c along with its sign. They both are positive, so it is 84, right? Now what are the list all the factors of 84 and we'll choose one pair. 1 into 84, 2 times 24, it's not coming 19, right? So is it divisible by 3? Yes, so 3 times 28, right? 3 twos are 6, yeah. Then after that 4 into 21, still the sum will be 25, the difference is going to be here 17, we are not getting 19, it's not divisible by 5. What about 6 here? If I take here, it's divisible by 6 also. 6 times 6 ones are 4s are. Now 14 plus 6 is 20, 14 minus 6 is 8, so we can't take it. What is then 7? 7 also it is divisible here. 7 into 7 ones are 7 twos are. Now if you will see here 12 and 7, because my product has to be positive and the sum has to be negative. So what can I do here? Minus 7 minus 12, because this is one pair, we can take it, right? So minus 7 minus 12 is minus 19 and the product is positive 84. So the middle term, split it into these two here. 2x square minus 7x minus 12x plus 42 equals to 0. Now you, after this you'll do the grouping. 2x is common, 2 is 2, you cannot take common, only x is common, right? So what is going to be here? 2x minus 7. Similarly here I can take 4, 3 can be common, 3 or 6 can be common, because we'll take the highest common factor here. So it's a minus 6 is common. 2x minus 7 equals to 0. So if you'll see, the factorized form is x minus 6 and 2x minus 7 equals to 0. Now this is the factorized form of the equation. If I need to get the solution, I have to equate each of the value with 0. So what is the solution here? Therefore x minus 6 is 0, or 2x minus 7 is equals to 0. So that means your solution are 6 or 7 by 2, because if I take minus 7 to our right hand side, it will become 7 by 2, right? So what are your these two solutions? So getting this part, if you will see, you will have only 2 marks, and doing the simplification, getting till here, it will carry 3 marks. Now you see, this is the second 5 marker question, which is based on triangle, and again there is an internal choice. It's given, so you can solve any one question out of these two. So let us start with the first question. What are they asking in the first question? The corresponding sides of triangle ABC. So two triangles are given and its corresponding side ratio is 3 is to 5. So what are the corresponding sides here? AB is to PQ, BC corresponds to QR, AC corresponds to PR. And the ratio is given 3 is to 5, and other than that it's given AD is perpendicular to BC, PS is perpendicular to QR, and we need to prove that these three parts, ADC triangle, is similar to triangle PSR and the other two parts. So how are we going to solve this kind of question here? So let us start first. Let me take this only first question, then we'll take the second question. Okay. So let us start with this. Now remember, whenever you are solving any geometry question, there is a way to solve any of the geometry question. You'll always start with what is given, what to prove, and then after that you are going to take here the proving part, right? Or first, always for every question you are going to draw the rough figure as well. So what is given here? It's given question number 2. Do the correct marking of question also. So here, if I draw the two triangle, this is triangle ABC. In your answer sheet also, though the figure is given, but it's better, it's recommended that you draw the rough figure, right? So this is my triangle ABC here. So this is triangle ABC, and where AD is perpendicular on BC, right? Similarly here, there is another triangle which is PQR, right here. This is triangle PQR, where PS is PQR, where PS is perpendicular on QR, right? So here if you'll take it here, this is PS is perpendicular on QR, right? How are you going to start here? First, let us start with given part. So under this figure, you will be writing given. I am writing to the right side. So here, what is given part here? You will start here in triangle ABC and triangle PQR, right? What is given here? The corresponding side ratios are given the corresponding sides are in the ratio of 3 is to 5. So what are the corresponding sides here? Main thing here, whenever you take AB in order, here you will take PQ, that is corresponding side. So AB corresponds to PQ. Similarly here, BC corresponds to QR. In this order also you can see you are taking second and third vertex. In the other also you will take second and third vertex, which is QR. And then the AC corresponds to PR. So here also you can see A to C, here you will go P to R. That's called correspondence, right? So here write down the ratio, corresponding side ratio is 3 is to 5, means AB by PQ is equals to here BC by QR will be equals to AC by PR, which is equals to 3 by 5, because it's given in the question, right? Other than that, what else is given? AD is perpendicular on BC and PS is perpendicular on QR. So every time you will start with writing what is given. Now what is to prove here? Because given part is done, your figure is drawn. So let us continue with writing here to prove here. Here to prove there are three parts, right? So the first part says here triangle ADC is similar to triangle PSR. Here also this is also 90-degree, right? PSR. Then the second part, if AD is 4, what do I need to find out here? Now here one more thing in the given part you can write down AD is 4 centimeter. That we'll use here. So here what do we need to find out? The length here, PS length. And the third part we need to find out the ratio of area of triangle ABC is to area of triangle PQR. These are the three parts that one by one we are going to do the proving part, right? So let us start here. The first thing I have to prove that here triangle ADC is PSR, and what are the similarity? Similar to ADC is similar to PSR. How can we prove the similarity? If you know the similarity criteria are A similarity or AAA similarity or SSS similarity or SES. So here I have only one of the angle, which are corresponding angles are equal. If I can prove any one corresponding angle, either angle DAC or SPR or angle ACD equals to PRS, then we can say that this triangle will be similar to this. So how do we take it here? We will start with what is given, right? The ratio of corresponding side is given. So start with proof here, because if I can prove that angle C is equals to angle R, why? How can we take this here? Because here ABC and PQR, the ratios are given, right? So for the first part you will do here first in triangle ABC and triangle PQR, AB is by PQ is equals to BC by QR is equals to AC by PR is equals to 3 by 5. That means the corresponding side ratios are same. If I'm writing here, this is 3 is to 5. The value can be anything, right? But it can be here, then here also it is 3 by 5, right? It can be 9 by 10 or any value, but the ratio is 3 by 5. So what we can write on here, using SSS similarity, if I take this triangle to refer here, because I need to use this triangle, right? Uh, just a minute. If I'm taking this triangle here, ABC. So using SSS similarity, what can I write down here? Similarity. I can write down here triangle ABC will be similar to triangle PQR. The moment you say this, why we were taking this, now I can say that here angle C will be equals to angle R, right, which is common in ADC and PSR, that we need to prove they both are here similar triangle, right? So how are we going to do it here? Let us see here. So can you please write down here angle ACB is equals to angle PRQ, right? ACB will be equals to PRQ because corresponding, this is your equation 1 we are going to use here, right? We can write down here corresponding angles of similar triangle are equal. Similar triangle are equal. You know that the corresponding sides are always in equal ratio, and you can say that here corresponding sides are in equal ratio and corresponding angles of a triangle are always equal, right? After that, what are we going to take here? We got this, but what is our first part? We need to prove that those two triangles are similar, triangle ADC and PSR. Now you know that this 90-degree means both the triangles are having 90-degree and angle C is equals to angle R. So using AA similarity, we can say that both the triangles are similar here, right? So let us take that part here. Consider both the triangles here. If I take this triangle, because we need to use these triangles figure, right? I can take it here. Let us start writing here. What can we write on here? Because we are still in the first part, right? So you'll write on in triangle ADC and triangle PSR. Which two angles are equal here? Angle ADC is equals to angle PSR because each of them is 90-degree. Each of them are 90-degree. So PSR each 90-degree, and it's given because they are perpendicular, right? Similarly here angle ACD, because ACB is nothing but here angle ACD, it is in the same line, right? So I can take it either ACD till D or till B, right, which is equals to angle PRS. PRQ can be taken as PRS also, equals to angle PRS, and you can write down this here, right? So this is OR. This is also you can write down these two as 1. So you can write down here from 1, from first equation, that result you are getting this. Now which similarity criteria you are using here? You need to mention the criteria also. AA similarity, if I take it here, triangle ADC is similar to triangle PSR. Our first part is done. If you see, to prove here, what was the first part? We already got here first part. Now what do I need to find out? PS, right? Which is one of the corresponding side. Now if you take this, you know the corresponding sides of similar triangles are in equal ratio or they are proportional. So therefore, what can I write down here? Corresponding sides ratio means AD is to PS equals to DC by SR will be equals to AC by PR. Now everything, if you will see what is the ratio of AC by PR here from the given part here, it is 3 by 5. So because these things also equals to AC by PR, so the ratio is going to be 3 by 5 because it's given AC by PR is equals to 3 by 5. Now the moment you get this, right, what else is given here? This one till here you are done with the first part we are doing. From here we are doing the second part. So you can start here right on the second part. What else is given here? It's given PS is already given, AD is given 4 centimeter, you need to find out PS. So here if you'll see that in this ratio, yes, I can take this with equate with this. So AD by PS equals to 3 by 5, and since AD is 4 centimeter given, it is PS equals to 3 by 5. That is why PS is going to be how much here? 20 by 3 centimeter. Why am I taking centimeter? Because if you see the value, it's given 4 centimeter, right? Now after this, what is the value? You know that it's improper fraction. That's why we need to write down in the mixed fraction form, which is here 6 to third, right? Centimeter. This is your second result. So in the first part, we prove the triangles are similar. Then second part, using the ratio, we are finding the length of side PS, right? Now in the third part, I have to find out the ratio of area of triangle ABC and PQR. If you take this, you know that the area will be base into height. You have the length of BC, we don't have length of BC. So let us see, but we'll use here QR is the base, here PS is the height. So let us take here, we need to use again this triangle here, right? So I can take this triangle downside to refer it here. So now we are in the third part of the question. This is a 5 marker question, so please do it in bits, right? So you understand what do I need to find out here? Area of triangle ABC by, because it's written here, is to area of triangle PQR, right? Now you know that it is half base into height, so base is BC, right, into height is AD, then divided by again here base into height means half, triangle PQR base is QR, into height is PS. Now you can see that half and half gets cancelled. Now I do not have value of BC and QR individually, but here if you will see, BC by QR ratio is known as 3 by 5. So instead of substituting the separate value, I can take it as a ratio BC by QR into AD by PS, right? So BC by QR, it is 3 by 5, and if you will see, AD by PS is also 3 by 5. From here I can take AD by PS is also 3 by 5. So here what is going to be the ratio? We are getting 9 by 25. Therefore the ratio is going to be equals to 9 is to 25. So you have done with all the three parts here. Now how the marks are allotted here? If you will see the first part of similarity part, the first bit is going to be 1.5 mark, right? The second part is again also here because you are calculating this, so it is 2 marker question because you are finding the ratio and the length of PS. And the third, this part is also, it's going to be 1.5 mark here. Then the 2 marks are there for the second bit, and the first part also it is going to be 1.5. So 1.5, 1.5, 3, and this is 2 marker. It's a 5 marker. Now this is the next orbit of the triangle part here. Let us see how do we solve this. It's written here, state basic proportionality theorem. It's a BPT theorem asking you to state. So you are just going to write down the statement which is going to carry 1 mark, and the other 4 mark will be there to prove this question. First part here, second question B bit, they are asking BPT, basic proportionality theorem, right? Proportionality theorem. What is the basic proportionality theorem? Because here the lines are already parallel, they have given. Do you see in this question L, M, N are the parallel lines? Here L and M are parallel lines. That's why they are telling you to write down the statement of basic proportionality theorem, BPT, right? So what is there? The theorem says if a line is drawn, if a line which is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, to intersect the other two sides. Because what is the basic proportionality? You remember with the figure, then you don't forget it here. See a line segment, if ABC is a triangle, right? The line segment, if I take it as DE, right? If D and E, right, which is drawn parallel to BC, and it is one side, D is parallel to one of the side, which is BC of a triangle, to intersect the other two sides. You can see that DE is intersecting AB and AC at two distinct points, which is D and E, right? So triangle to intersect the other sides, which is other two sides at distinct points. What are those two distinct points here? In this case, whatever example I gave you, D and E, right? Then the other two sides are divided into the other two sides are divided into same ratio, right? Divided in the same ratio. So in the same ratio. This is your statement here, and this one will carry here 1 mark. So 1 mark for writing the statement and 4 marks are there to prove this question. Now how are we going to prove this question here? You will start with what is given, what they have given here. If line LMN are parallel, which is intersecting, see, intersected by transversal QNS, you can see that line LMN and QNS are the transversal shown. What do we need to prove? AB by BC is equals to DE by EF, right? So it is dividing, but this is not a triangle. You should have triangle for to use the BPT. So first start with what is given here. What is given in the figure? It's in the figure. What is parallel here? L is in the figure here. L is parallel to M, which is parallel to N, and Q and S are two transversals, right? We'll write down this. Then after that, other than that, nothing is given because Q and S are intersecting LMN at A, B, C, and D, E, F. You don't need to write down. Then what is to prove? This is the main part here, right? What to prove here? This corresponding size, which is AB by BC, is the ratio is equals to DE by EF, right? And you know that in triangle, either it will be similarity based question or our this question is based on BPT, right? So how are we going to take it here? If I take this down here, right here, this is not needed. So how are we going to do it? We need triangle to use the BPT. So what is this? Yeah, extra construction is required. So that will go under construction tab here. Construction. What you will do to convert this figure into triangle, you will say join A to F, right? See, I'm joining here A to F. Join A to F, right? Now, if you will see here, now after that you will start the proving part. What can I prove now? You can see now there are two triangles. What is the first triangle you can see in the figure? ACF, where this is parallel to this. Another triangle you can take here ADF, where your this part is parallel to this. So wherever it's intersecting here, join AF, right? So AF meet BE at, you need to label this point here P. If I take it as P, right? And you can write here, then start proving part here. In triangle, join AF and AF meets BE at P, right? Now, how do we take it here? You need to consider here triangle in triangle ACF. If I'm taking that triangle, what can I consider here? You know that this is parallel to this, so you need to mention that here in triangle ACF, BP is parallel to CF. So, what can we write down after that? Using, because in a triangle, if a line is parallel to one of the side and which is cutting the other two side at two distinct point, then the ratio, it divides those two sides in the same ratio, right? So using BPT or basic proportionality theorem, you can say that AB by BC is equals to AP by PF. This is your first finding. Then how are you going to do it here? In the second one, what is the second triangle here? You can take here AFD or ADF in triangle ADF. DF. Again in ADF, what is parallel here if you see? PE is parallel to AD or AD is parallel to PE, right? PE is parallel to AD. So using BPT, because again P is cutting DF and AF at P and E, right? So using BPT and it's parallel also, I'll write down in the same ratio here. AP by PF will be equals to DE by EF, right? This is my second result. Now, if you will see first and second, one of the sides are equal, right? From first and second equation, because they both are equals to AP by PF, that is why here AB by BC will be equals to DE by EF, right? That's it. We reach to our result. We need to prove this only here. If you'll see, AB by BC is equals to DE by DF. So this question was much easier than the first part, because here you are just using 2 times BPT. But here the main thing you need to remember the basic proportionality theorem statement, right? So hope you got this, and at the end you will write down here hence proved. This is your both the questions of triangle. Now we'll see this is a third 5 marker question, which is a compulsory question. If you see this is based on surface area volume. So let us understand what is given here. A wooden cubical die is formed by forming hemispherical depressions on each face of the cube such that face 1 has 1 depression right here, and then phase 2 is having here two depressions. That means you are scooping out, you are taking out hemispherical shape from that cube, right? And then so on. So how many faces are there? The sum of number of hemispherical depressions on opposite side faces always equals to 7. If the edge of the cubical die measures 5 centimeter and each hemispherical depression diameter is this, find out the total surface area of the die so formed, right? So first let us understand what is first, let us write down what is given, then we'll understand what they are asking. So they are talking about here cube, and what is the side or edge of the cube here? Edge is given as 5 centimeter, right? And for the hemisphere, what is the dimension here given? Hemisphere, the diameter of hemisphere, it's given as 1.4 centimeter. That means the radius of the hemisphere is going to be half of the diameter, right? Will be d by 2, which is 1.4 by 2, which is 0.7 centimeter. Now let us see what they are asking, because if you'll draw you will understand what are they asking. So wooden cube. So first let us draw a cube here. If I'm drawing a cube, all length breadth are equal, that's why they have given the side here as 5 centimeter. Its edges 5 centimeter, right? So let me just quickly draw this, and we'll try to understand, we'll try to draw the hemisphere to understand what are they asking. So this is, if this is a cube right here, and then this, and if I take it from here, it can come like this, and this is a cube, right? If I join this. So how many faces it will be there? Opposite faces hemisphere depression is always equals to 7. So what is this top and bottom, right? See, look at here. I'm just putting the different colors so you understand what are the opposite faces. These are the two opposite faces, and front and back. So this is front square, this is back square, right? Now let me draw the hemispheres. So if I try to draw the hemisphere in top and bottom, that is, if this is my first face, right, this is my on the side second face, and the front face is going to be the third face. So if I draw the top face here, two hemisphere, one hemisphere, because the face one is having one hemisphere. What is the opposite face here? This is the opposite face. So how many will be there here? How many hemisphere depression is there here? This is just the rough figure to understand. There is going to be 6. Why will there be 6 hemisphere? Because altogether there has to be always 7 hemispheres. right? So this is 1 is there at the top. So bottom is going to be here 5, 5, 6 because total is 7. So 4 plus 2, 6 I have already drawn. Now in the phase 2 there is going to be 2 hemisphere, right? So phase 2 if I draw here, this is phase 2. So phase 2 if I draw here 2 hemisphere, what is how many hemispheres are going to be in the opposite? There now will be 5, right? In the similar way, altogether, how many hemispheres are going to be there? These are identical, right? So there will be 5. You are just scooping out. So these faces are there. So that the opposite faces are already having the sum of hemisphere as 7, right? The depression, hemispherical depressions are 7. So how are we going to solve it here? Now, how many faces are there? Because you need to find out the total surface area, right? So, total surface area, first find out how many hemispherical depressions are there, right? So, here you can write down here number of hemispherical depressions, depressions. So the first phase opposite is going to be 6. So 7. Then we are having second and opposite. There are total 6 phases, right? So 2 hemisphere and the opposite will have then 4 hemispheres. So together it should be 7. So 2 you are going to add here 5, not 4, right? So this is going to be 5. So together it is 7. Now front and back face. Front face is having 3 hemisphere. So back face will have 4, 7, right? So all together there will be 21 hemispherical depressions, right? Now how do you get the surface area? You will take the total surface area, because if I have total surface area of a cube, now you have to remember these top face, because if I draw a hemisphere, what is the top face of hemisphere? It's a circle, right? So total surface area, if you will understand here, total surface area of whatever the die it's given here, die formed, will be equals to TSA of cube, right, plus CSA. It is going to be only CSA, because when you are drawing the hemisphere, the top is empty. Only this part, if I'm drawing, see here, you will understand. This is nothing is there. This one is depression, which is going to be surface area. So you need to add 21 CSA of a hemisphere, because there are 21 hemispheres. So curved surface area of hemisphere. I am writing 21 because there are 21 such hemisphere. Now I have taken total surface area of cube. But if you will see from that cube, because if I'm drawing this face, right, I'm making this empty. This circular area is gone because we are making the hemispherical depression. So how much circle area is gone? Because there are 21 hemisphere. So you are going to here take out area of top face of hemisphere, which is nothing but circle, right? So just substitute the formula. What is the TSA of a cube? It is 6a square. So where the edge is nothing, this is a. Then what is the CSA of a hemisphere? It is 21 times pi r square, because curved surface area of hemisphere is 2 pi r square, not pi r. Pi r square will be for the circle. So CSA of a hemisphere is 2 pi r square. Then you need to subtract 21 times top a face is circle. So it is the area of circle is pi r square. So if you write down in formula base, it's very easy to do the calculation part, right? So let us see here after that. Do some simplification, because radius is same. What can I do here? 6 into 5 square plus, if you see, 42 pi r square minus 21 pi r square. 42, because radius is same, so you can do it here. This is 5 5s are 25. 25 into 6 is going to be 150. I can write down here 150 plus 42 minus 21 is going to be 21 pi r square, right? Now you substitute, your radius is 0.7 centimeter. So I can take it here 150 plus. Now they have not given any value right here. So you are going to take pi value as 22 by 7 until unless they specify 3.14. This is 0.7. This is 0.7. So write down 2 times because it's pi r square, right? Here they have not given any pi value. So in your instruction, it's written always take pi as 22 by 7 until unless it's specified 3.14. So threes are right. Then how can we do it here? If you, the main thing in surface area volume is just the calculation part, right? So this one 66 into 0.49, right? 0.49. If you do it, the multiplication here, it is 150 here plus 30. The kids, they take time because of calculation part only. So make sure you are doing the proper calculation, and first you arrange everything in terms of formula, then substitute the value, right? So your answer is 100. Your total surface area is going to be 182.34 square centimeter because it's a total surface area, right? So your answer is 182.34 square centimeter, which is the surface area, total surface area when you are removing hemispherical. Generally, this question is based on statistics, and generally all the statistics based question you will never get any internal choice, right? So here what is given? Let us see here. You need to find out in the following table shows the number of patients of different age group who were discharged from the hospital in a particular month. So you can see that the people's age, the patient age, it's given in years. That has been the class interval of age is given, and frequency as number of patients it's given. You need to calculate mean and mode. So you know that either for mean you can follow direct method, assume mean method, which is shortcut method, or step deviation method. So based on our data, we'll see first. Let us see for everything, all kinds of mean. You need to first get xi, right? Based on your xi, you will decide which method you are going to follow. So how are we going to take it here? First, let us write down here age, right? Which is in years, which is your CI, right? The second one here, the second column will be number of patients discharged, right? Discharged, which is nothing but your Fi, your frequency or F, right? So this is going to be my first column is Ci, right? I can go a little bit down here. Yeah, right. Then here let us, so draw the column. Please draw columns using scale and pencil so it looks neat. First you should know how many columns should be drawn, right? So we'll take it here. uh, Correct. So let us draw here. This table is must when you are solving any of the these kind of question, and you need to use scale and pencil. Right. Now the third column, because here it is F, this is your class interval. Then the first third column is going to be your xi, which is nothing but the mid mark of the class interval, because class interval is given as grouped data. We can't use it, right? So we need to first, let us write down first what are the values given, then we'll start doing it here. The first value is given 5 to 15, right? So here 5 to 15 years, then 15 to 25 years. Then please write down with the proper alignment so it automatically looks very neat. Then 35 to 45 years. This type of question also, it is all based on calculation, right? It's very easy if you remember the formula, and you should not go wrong with any of the calculation part. Let us complete the table here. This one, right? I can increase this, and I can make here horizontal line also. So this is your table to calculate the mean, right? Uh, this. Now what is given here? How many patients are discharged here? The first row 16, then 11. While copying the values, make sure there's no mistake. 23, then here 45 to 55, it is 14, and then here there are 5. So whenever we are taking this, right, all together 6, 11, 21, 23, 14 and 5, and all together there were 80 patients, right? So here I can write down sigma fi or f is equals to 80 patients. Right, now what is your xi? You know that the xi is nothing but mid mark. Mid-mark, mid-class mark or mid-mark, right? How do you get it here? 5 plus you do. How to calculate this? Upper limit plus lower limit by 2, right? So 5 to 15. 5 is lower limit, 15 is upper limit. 15 plus 5, 20. 20 divided by 2, it is 10. So what is my class mark here? It is 10 for the first interval. What is your class width, which is called h? It is upper limit minus lower limit. See, you should know this also. What is the class width? Class width is upper limit minus lower limit, which is here. It's uniform. In grade 10, generally you get all the questions based on uniform class width. So what is your first one? 10. Then 15 plus 25 is 40. 40 by 2 is 20. Now you can directly you can get this data because you know that the class width is 10. So it will increase by 10. This is definitely going to be 30. Then this will be 40. You can cross check also. 35 plus 45 here. See, 35 plus 45 is 80. 80 by 2 is 40. Next one, 45 plus 55 is 100. 100 by 2 is 50. So if you know the class width is going to be uniform, then the first two values should not be wrong, right? Otherwise everything will go wrong. This is 60. Now my xi, if I'll observe, it's very easy because it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? So which method I should use here? I can use here direct method also because my calculation is not very lengthy. So what is, if I would like to follow the direct method, first you should remember the formula. So because based on that formula, you are going to take the number of column. What is the direct method? Direct method formula to calculate mean, it is, which is x bar, it is sigma of fx by sigma of f, or sigma of fi xi. You can take it here fi xi also, right? You have learned as fi xi, so this is your mean, right? So how much we are getting sigma fi? We are already having 80. What do I need here? Fi xi. That means I should have one more column, which is fi xi. So what is this here? fi xi, right? So I need one more column here which will have this value, and this part we don't need it then, right? We don't require this part. Then how are we going to do it? Just multiply here. 10 into 6 is going to be here. If I'll take it here, it will get erased, so I will just leave it till here, right? So 10 6 are 60. Let us take here 60. Then 11 2s are 20. Here also you write down properly aligned so that you can just add vertically also. Then here 0 as it is, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. I can do the horizontal multiplication also. Then here I have to multiply. This is 23 to 40. This to just make sure it's properly aligned so you don't do calculation mistake. 4 3s are 12. 1 it is 920. Then 14 5s are 700, and this is going to be 300, right? And always cross check your values if there is any mistake, or mistake should not be there, because if you do any mistake in the calculation part here, automatically your all the values are going to go wrong. So here you'll write down total because you are finding here total, and there has to be one more row. Right here, there can be one more row where you will write down here sigma fi, whatever values you are getting it, and here you will get sigma fi xi. So what is your sigma fi xi? Let us see. 0 will be 0 in ones place, then add all the tens place value. 8, 8, then 3, 11, 13. This is 3, right? 1 carry over, 10, 18, 18 plus 10. It's going to be 28. So 2830 is your FIXI. So whenever first you write on the formula and you write on here sigma FI is 80 and then here sigma FIXI is 2830 or 2830, right? Then after that you substitute to get the mean, which is x bar written as x bar. You are writing here 2830 by 80. Now remember, whenever you are doing this, you will get the decimal to till two places, right? So how are we going to get the decimal here, the value here? Divide by 8 directly, you can divide it here. 8 3s are 24, then 8 5s are 40, 3 is the remainder, then again 8 3s are 24, right? 1 second, 43, 35 is going to be 8. So these many years, it's going to be the answer. This is your mean, right? So what is this? Mean age. So maximum number of patients who are discharged are approximately of this age, right? So this is about your mean. So your mean is going to be how many marks? First thing, you will get 1.5 mark for making this table, because we don't need this table for mode, right? So this is 1.5 mark for mean, and then another you can get 1.5 mark for doing the calculation. Mode is always for 2 marks, right? So this calculation whole part, it can be 1.5 mark, and then you will see your mode is always for 2 marks, right? When you don't require this table for mode. What is the mode formula? Here if we take here, because we need to calculate mode. What is the meaning of mode? Mode is the most frequent value. That means in your class interval, wherever you see the maximum here. Now you can look here in your table only, the given table, because sometime you will see not in 5 marker question. You will get mode, only mode question as 2 marker question, right? So how are we going to use it here? You can use this table. You don't need to redraw the table for mode, right? You will draw the table only for mean and median, because median you need to calculate cumulative frequency. So mode, what is the formula of mode here? What is the maximum frequency? If you will see here, it is 23. So first you will write on modal class. Here 35 to 45 is going to be your modal class, because this class, it has the highest frequency. Then this is wherever the frequency you will write on as F1. The previous class frequency we write on as F0, and the next class frequency we write down as F2. Then we take the lower limit of the modal class. And what is the H here? Because H is the class width that we have seen, that is 10, because see here we have taken class width, which is H. So first you start with the writing the formula, right? Because mode is most frequent value. What is the formula here? If I write down the formula, L plus F1 minus F0 by 2F0 minus 2F1 minus F0. This is F1, not F0, right? This is F1 minus F0. This is 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into H, right? H is, what is H here? Class width. You can write down this whole in one bracket also, right? Now, what are the whatever values we have discussed now? First, you will start writing what is the modal class. So modal class is the class with highest frequency. So what was the modal class here? 35 to 45, right? So this is 35 to 45, and lower limit of the modal class is 35, which is L. Right now, what is the F1? The frequency of the modal class. What is there here? It is F1 is nothing but 23, right? Here I have written also highest frequency. It's going to be modal class, which is 23 F1. Then F0 is the previous class. F2 is the next class of the modal class. What is the previous class frequency? 21, and next class is 14. So this is 21. This is 14. You must write down all these values. This is class width, which is 45 because it's a uniform. So you just take upper limit minus lower limit of any of the class, right? We got all the values. So we'll write down here mode is equals to. How are we going to calculate mode here? Let us see. Substitute the values 35 plus F1 is 23 minus F0 is 21 by 2F1, which is 2 times 23 is going to be 46 minus 21 minus 14 times 10, right? So all the calculation part you have to do it one by one. 35 plus what is left in the numerator? It is left 2. Then you need to do here 46 minus 21 minus 14, which is 11. Right here, it is going to be 11. 25 minus 14, it is 11. And then into 10. Right? Now, you don't need to find out here LCM because it's coming 20 by 11. So what I'll do, I'll try to convert this value into decimal, which is easier for me to do the calculation instead of making this bigger value. So what I can do here, 11 ones are 11 point. You can do the long division also, or you can do mental math, but you remember you have to do the calculation till 3 places so that you can do the rounding off till 2 places, right? So 20 divided by 11, it's coming here. 11 ones are 11. What is the remainder? 9, right? So you can take just point here, you add 0, it will be 11 8s are 88, right? So remainder is 2, again 0, 1. If I take it here, 11 ones are again 9 is the remainder, so it will be recurring decimal, right? 8181. So I'm taking till 3 places. That means it is going to be 36.18818, right? This is also in years, which is approximately here. What is the value here? You will be writing here 36.82. Remember, you need to write down here in 2 places of decimal. This is in years, this is approximately symbol, right? This is not equals. This is approximate because it's a recurring decimal, not the terminating decimal. So years approximately you can write down here, right? So this is the way you will calculate mean and mode and median. If you are taking the median question, you should know how do we use cumulative frequency to do the calculation. So hope you got all these kind of question I'm discussing here, or we have discussed here 6 question. Which one? The first question was first internal choice. There were 2 questions based on quadratic equation. Then the second we saw it was based on triangles, 2 question. Third one was based on surface area volume, and the fourth topic which was there for 5 marker, it was statistics. Hope you got this.
Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe. Also, keep practicing.